Okay, I wanted to do a follow-up video to my last video, which was the first in the Fix My Design series. The reason for that is because I got so many good comments that I wanted to come back and address some of them. So here, just a quick recap. The question I received with this design was, how come when I go to Loft and I select this surface and this surface here, I get an error? It doesn't create the loft. And so basically the solution was, well, instead of trying to create these parts with offset profiles and going ahead and trying to loft those, what you could do is make them as solids. So let's edit these to make them as solid surfaces instead of hollowed parts. Go ahead and do the rectangle, and then you can go ahead and create the loft. And then what you do a join operation and then come in and then create the shell. And then so that took care of it. We can see that that works out great. And we can do a section analysis here to see how that looks on the inside. Perfect. Okay, going back to our original design here, let's take a look at trying out some of the approaches from the comments. So Stephen Boy 21 says, it's easier to loft the inner core than loft the whole object. You can then subtract the inner core. And then Leo Coops followed up and said, well, even easier to loft the inner core after the wall. It will perform a cut automatically. Both approaches will also work if both edges have a different wall thickness. Okay, great. So a couple really good points made there. The first one is, instead of doing the loft and then the shell, we can do two lofts. And so this is how that would work. Let's bring in those sketches here. We'll go to create, down to loft. We'll go with Leo's approach. I think it's just a little bit more efficient because we can then, it'll save us a step. I'll show you what I mean. So we'll go loft between these two profiles. We can keep it as a join, as the operation, that's fine. Bring back the analysis here. Go to inspect, section analysis. Okay, so now we can see the inside. Okay, so we have this here. That inner part here is solid, but now all we have to do is create another loft, and this time we select the inner profiles. And that operation will set to a cut, and there we have it. So remove that sketch, and we can see there that worked out great. And the benefit that Leo mentioned with this is if we go to those sketches here, so I'm going to remove these constraints here on the outside, basically that offset dimension, that's going to leave this outer ring there not constrained, and we'll do the same thing with that top sketch. I'm going to take that. The reason I'm doing that is because then we can go back to the model here, bring the sketches, and I want to highlight the added benefit of this, which Leo mentions, is now if you have different wall thicknesses that is varying between one surface to the other, you can see you can go ahead and move these. Let's bring in, it'll be easier to see with the analysis. So see here, we can go with a thicker outer wall here, and we can change that inner wall thickness, where the shell would keep that consistent. Here, if you have a design that you don't want consistent wall, you can go ahead and do two lofts, and that would work better. So we can do like a thick base, a smaller top, or maybe a thick top, smaller base, that gives you that flexibility. So, okay, I thought those were some really good points worth trying out. Let's take a look at some of the other comments. Tofi Pop says, you can also loft the inner and outer edges in surface mode from the sketches, then patch the space between each lofted surface. Okay, let's give that a try. Let's undo back to our original sketch, and we'll go ahead and let's just delete these last two features here. Okay, so Toffee Pops wants us to go to the surface environment and try a surface loft. Now the cool thing with surface loft is that it allows you to loft sketch lines so that you can loft from lines to lines, and I'll show you what I mean. So if we go to create, down to loft, we can do, say, the inside, and here I have chain selection, so it's going to select the entire chain here of this rectangle. So we've got that loft there. Let's bring an analysis, and you see that surface is quite different. You get this very thin body here that essentially has no thickness to it. So he mentions to go ahead and do that with both profiles here. So let's go ahead and create another loft. This time we'll do the outer and outer. Click OK. Let's remove these other bodies here so we can see what we're dealing with. And then we can go to create, down to patch. We're just going to select that inner profile, click OK, right click, repeat patch, that bottom profile, click OK. So here we have our patch surface. If you look at analysis, we see this is just made with surfaces and not solid bodies. And then the next approach we can do here is go ahead and stitch them. So go to modify, down to stitch, select top surface and then the walls, click OK, repeat the stitch, bottom surface walls, click OK. I think so. We still have to do the inside walls here because it's still not solid. So let's continue stitching that and this to the inside wall. Repeat. There's the bottom. Okay, I guess we don't have to do the bottom. There we go. And we've got a solid part here. Another approach that works. A lot more clicks though. You know, there probably is a use case where that would be a good approach, and in this case it'll get you there, but a bit more work. All right, so let's look at one more. Boaz Joe made another comment in regards to the surface environment and asks, would surface modeling with offset planes and simple circles / rectangles and thin loft followed by thicken be an easy alternative? Okay, so he says almost a similar approach to Toffee Pops, but instead of creating the lofts and then having to come in with patching and stitching, he says just create one loft and then thicken. So let's try that. Let me just delete these parts here. And let's go ahead and try, bring in our sketches, create loft. We'll just loft the inner sketch lines here, the circle and the rectangle. Click OK, that's a new body here. Now let's untoggle these bodies here. All right, so now what we can do is go ahead and thicken that. So we'll go to create, thicken, gonna select the surface and 2.5 thicken. We're gonna want actually all, maybe it's easier, it's acting a little weird there. What if we select the body here? That way it'll select, you know, here, what I mean is from the browser. And then do 2.5 thicken. That way it selects it all as one. And okay, so we get a little different behavior, but let's take a look at some of the options here. It's nice sometimes to explore these because you can, you know, well, it's how you learn. So here, 2.5 thicken type, we get that option, and it looks like that's really cool. It handles the corners different. So we do a sharp thicken or a rounded thicken, and you get this look. Go back to a sharp, and it goes to the sharp thicken. All right, let's just click OK and see what happens. So it works, but it gives us a completely different shape here. So these edges here kind of slope down. We've got like a curved shape here, and the bottom is also curved. So again, it may have its use case, but if you're looking for just a flat top and bottom, this may not be the way to go, but it's nice to know that you have this option as well. Okay, so I think those were the main comments of alternative methods I can try, so I wanted to just hop in and try those. I think I will try this format with some of my videos here, so and I think it'll work well with the Fix My Design series. So I'll show my approach and then go back, read the comments, and if I see some comments that, you know, are worthwhile giving a shot, to try some alternative approach, I think it's useful to come in and do another video to highlight those methods. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave any questions below in the comments and check out my resources. If you're trying to learn Fusion, I've got a couple brand new courses I've made, including a free mini course if you're just getting into 3D design and 3D printing and you want a structured approach. All right, I will see you in the next one.